Or you remember when the conversation ended, but in your head, it kept going. One sentence, said in seconds, and somehow it lived in your mind for days. Well, you didn't lose the argument. You replayed it 47 times and lost every single one. The problem isn't what they said. It's what you do with it, because you don't hear it once. You live it hundreds of times inside your head. Vairor was sitting with his colleagues, like any ordinary day. One of his colleagues said to him, "Your presentation today was excellent." And another smiled and said, "It's clear that you've grown." But in another situation, only one person told him, "I feel like you were nervous while you were explaining." The sentence was short, but it wasn't short in his head. On the way back, he started repeating it. Nervous? Maybe so. Maybe my voice was shaky. Maybe everyone noticed. Maybe I really don't know how to appear confident. The sentence that was said once lived with him tens of times. And with each repetition, it ceased to be an opinion. It began to turn into a truth inside him. While 10 words of praise vanished in a single day, a single word of criticism dug itself deep into his mind. Because the problem wasn't what was said to him, but in how many times he repeated it to himself until it became part of the image he had of himself. And now, pay attention. The secret that makes some people unaffected by what others say isn't that they're stronger. And it's not because they don't hear, but because they understand something different. They don't control what's said to them, but they control what they allow to live inside them. Principle 1. Separate opinion from fact. Most people get affected because they treat opinion as if it uncovered a hidden truth about them. But psychological truth is entirely different. An opinion doesn't create a fact, nor does it expose a hidden essence. It only reflects the perspective of the one who holds it. When someone says to you, "You seem tense," they are not discovering your truth. They are describing their experience of you in that moment. Another person in the same situation may see you as focused, and a third may see you as serious. Who is right? The truth is, you haven't changed. The angle has, so not everything said to you is what you truly are. Practical application. When you hear any criticism, don't ask, "Am I really like that?" Ask, "Why did he see it that way?" With this simple question, you are no longer in the position of the accused. You shift into the position of the observer, and the observer doesn't break, the observer understands. The second principle, stopping the amplification of criticism. The brain doesn't know the difference between something that happened once and something you relived 20 times. Every replay isn't thinking, it's programming. That's why praise passes quickly, because you only lived it for a moment. And criticism, you don't hear it just once. You relive it over and over until it transforms from a sentence into an image of yourself. The moment you notice you're replaying the sentence, don't analyze it. Don't respond to it. Don't argue with it. Just say, "This is a replay of his words, and I don't want that." Then immediately shift your attention to a physical action. Walk or drink water. Change your posture. Open something practical. Because overthinking requires energy, and this is how you break the thought. Remember this rule. Criticism has no power of its own. Repetition is what gives it power. And you are the one who can press the replay button or stop it. The third principle, accept that you will be affected, but don't act while you are. People try to kill the feeling, and that's where they lose, because being affected is instant, automatic, neurological. No one in the world is unaffected. The real difference in what you do after being affected. The hard truth, the words hit you within a second, but the damage happens in the minute that follows. Not because of what they said, but because you reacted emotionally, withdrew, doubted yourself, changed who you are. This is where the feeling turns into a loss. The 90-second rule. Don't respond immediately. Don't defend yourself immediately. Don't judge yourself immediately. Wait until your nervous system calms down. 90% of bad decisions happen under the influence of a momentary reaction. Strength is not in feeling nothing. Strength is in feeling, but not acting from that feeling. If Vira had applied the 3 steps, the sentence would have stayed a sentence, and not an image of himself. And that is the difference between someone controlled by a word and someone who controls what the word does to them. This was just the beginning of a stronger version of yourself. Important lessons are coming, and you don't want to miss them. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to improve yourself. And if this video resonated with you, leave a like. And if the day comes when you are the one who wronged someone, watch our previous video first.
Because a wrong apology doesn't fix the situation, it makes it worse.